Wide Open Sportsman on YouTube. I'm your host, Dave Valtiera. Hunting, fishing, and adventure. It's go time. On today's show, we visit both Maui and the Big Island in Hawaii. This is the first show of a three-part series on how to do Hawaii. We explore the Big Island of Hawaii from an amazing helicopter. The lush green valleys of the Big Island have been used in many movies over the years, and you can see why. We see some amazing steep cliff shorelines and tremendous beauty. Waterfalls cascade over 2,000 feet to the valley floor. These waterfalls are the tallest in the world. We got a chance to see the active volcano on the Big Island in action. Molten lava was rolling down the hillside. Truly amazing. The coastlines in Hawaii are some of the most beautiful coastlines in the world. The crystal clear turquoise water provide amazing scuba diving, and that's what we're going to do on today's episode of Wide Open Outdoor Adventures. We're going to dive Maui and the Big Island. On today's show, we see moray eels, white-tip reef sharks, the cathedrals, octopus, swim-throughs, and soldier fish. This is an awesome show. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys, I know this is what you've been waiting for. It's time to dive Maui. Hawaii time, underwater, coming your way next. We start out our diving in Hawaii in Maui with extended horizons. We left the harbor just after 7 a.m. and the seas were calm and the anticipation was building.
All right, guys, so welcome to the Carthaginian. It's right directly below us. It's a replica of an old whaling boat. It's a 97 feet steel hull ship vessel that was for a long time it was used as a museum. It was sitting in Lahaina Harbor, and people were allowed on board, and it was cool.
I've been a certified diver for over 30 years. I'm what you call a destination diver. I get on an airplane and travel to a great place and dive with a local outfitter. The low clouds over the Hawaiian mountains set the stage for a great experience in Maui.
All right, so you guys, they did a great job sinking it right next to a very well-established reef, and that was good because all of the creatures from the reef kind of migrated over to the vessel, and within just a couple of months the vessel was thriving. There was a lot of growth, coral growth, and a lot of fishes, so it was a good move. The vessel is sitting upright. The bow is pointing to the north, the stern is pointing to the south. It's been down underwater since 2005, so it's a little bit rusty because it's a metal hull vessel. Yeah, keep that in mind before you grab onto something. Edges could be sharp and rusty. Yeah, there is a big opening right in the middle of the hull, and that is a cargo hold. We can go in there, no problem, but follow us, follow your dive leaders to get down in there. Sharks really like to be inside. This, you guys, is the picture from of the vessel after 1 week after it went down. So nice and beautiful leathering, white stripe right there. You will not see any of that today. There's pretty heavy growth of coral, of snowflake coral, which is good. There are a lot of cool creatures that we get to see in the snowflake coral. These are frog fishies. None of them look like the one that we have here. The one that we have here is grayish, reddish, pinkish with spots, and her belly is actually pink, kind of like your swimsuit. Every so often we actually get to see her sitting on the chains and cables. Me and Victoria will ask you guys to look at your computer close to the end of the dive to see where you are. Okay? And that's the game plan.
Got the longest fins made to mankind. Check out the deep blue. And about 90 foot, we got a wreck down here. Mike went over it. I'm ready to check it out. You better buckle your seatbelt for this one. We're going down under. You ready? wideopensportsman.com.
Wide Open Sportsman. Subscribe today.
Roger that.
We're just outside of Lahaina. We're diving the island of Maui. The 35-foot Munson monohull dive boat has 620 horsepower, making it one of the fastest dive boats in Lanai. We make a giant stride into the water for a safe and controlled entry.
The shipwreck dive in Maui was awesome. As I began my descent, I first made eye contact with the ship below. I thought about all the things that might have happened with the captain and the crew of the vessel. It was a humbling thought. I now get a chance to see the vessel a couple of years later in its final resting place on the sea floor. It's now become an artificial reef. I then made my way down across the side of the vessel, the starboard side, to the sea floor. White-tip sharks like to find ledges or shadow-laden places to rest and ambush their prey from. They are truly beautiful animals. White-tip reef sharks are a small shark, usually not exceeding 5 feet in length. They're easily recognizable by their slender body and short but broad head, as well as tubular skin flaps beside the nostrils. They have oval eyes with vertical pupils and white-tipped dorsal and caudal fins. They are an amazing animal. White-tips are one of the most common sharks found in Indo-Pacific coral reefs. The white-tip shark occurs as far east as South Africa and as far west as Central America. These sharks are typically found on or near the bottom in clear water at a depth of 26 to 131 feet. During the day, white-tip reef sharks spend much of their time resting inside caves. That's where you can find them. Unlike other requiem sharks, which rely on ram ventilation and must consistently swim to breathe, this shark can pump water over its gills and lie still on the bottom. At night, white-tip reef sharks emerge to hunt bony fish, crustaceans, and octopus in groups. Their elongate bodies allow them to force their way into crevices and holes and extract the hidden prey. This is interesting. Individual white-tip reef sharks may stay within a particular area of the reef for months or years, time and again returning to the same shelter. Females give birth to 1 to 6 pups every year. They're an amazing animal. White-tip reef sharks are rarely aggressive toward humans, although they may investigate swimmers closely. Spearfishermen, on the other hand, are at risk at being bitten by one attempting to steal their catch. The IUCN has assessed the white-tip reef shark as near threatened, noting its numbers are dwindling due to increased levels of unregulated fishing activity across its range. It's truly an amazing creature, and it should be preserved.
WideOpenSportsman.com. Ruts on, wide open style, we love to hunt the big bucks. Check it out. Subscribe today.
Roger that.
Well, Mike, that was an awesome dive. What's the next stop?
The next stop is gonna be some of the best dive sites in the whole universe. It is. Next dive site is called the Cathedral. I'm not sure which one we'll take, either Cathedral 1 or 2, depends on conditions, but it's gonna be just as good, probably even better. Big lava tubes, big swim-throughs, caverns, caves. It's gonna be great.
So I might need my light on this one.
Absolutely.
Thanks for staying with us. I appreciate you being here. We're going just to the east side of Lanai, and we're going to dive the cathedrals. Come on now.
I'm using a new Gates underwater camera housing with a Canon XA20 HD video camera. I've been diving since I was 16 years old. It is awesome.
Well, Dave, the cathedral is a very big site. It's great and it's just enormous. You would probably have to do at least 7 to 10 dives to actually cover the whole area if you want to see everything in details, you know. And it goes down to probably about 80 feet on the deep end and to like 10 feet on the shallow end. When we first dropped in the water, we saw a lot of hard coral, and that is the main reef right there. And we went along it to the very first large archway, which is one of the most spectacular and most beautiful areas in the dive site. And we explored the area and went under the arch, and then we took the path towards the cathedral along the wall, which is a great area to see small creatures and small fishes that were all over that place. And as we were approaching the cathedral, you could actually see the big opening in the rock, and that was the entrance to the cathedral. Once we went through the entrance to the cathedral, the very first thing you saw was the beams of lights going through the opening up in the ceiling, which created this beautiful, almost magical experience, ambient light inside of the cathedral. And I wanted to save the best for last. And that was the actual cathedral. Once we went in, you saw all of the beautiful light in there, and there was a lot of red fish pretty much all over the place. And of course there was a cherry on top of that ice cream, that beautiful shark that was swimming around under the ledge. That was a white tip reef shark. She was good size and she was very friendly, I have to say. And we explored the area for a while and saw a lot of cool things in there.
Hawaii offers some of the best diving in the world. The volcanic tubes and caverns offer swim-throughs and abundant sea life. On today's show, I found another great white-tip shark under a ledge in a cavern. She was very calm and allowed us to film her.
And the red fishes that we saw inside of the cathedral are the big scale soldier fish, most of them. There were also some squirrel fish, and those guys stay red during the day because they hide in the overhead environment, hiding from the predators, being dark, in the dark spot, in the dark room. It's pretty much like a camouflage for them, so the predators can't really see the dark fish in the dark room. But when they come out at night to feed, they are plankton eaters. They turn silver. The cathedral is a very large lava tube. It's a cavern. It's not a cave. You don't have to have a special certification to dive it. There are many exits and entrances, and there's plenty of ambient light inside of the cathedral, which gives it the church look appearance, with all of the light penetrating through the ceiling and through the side windows. And to exit the cathedral, we took this beautiful exit called shotgun exit, and it's called that because when there is a lot of surge, it will shoot you out through that opening like if it was a shotgun.
The footage you're about to see occurred earlier in the year in the Maui area. This is a rare 7-foot giant Japanese moray eel. They can reach up to 10 feet in length. They are carnivorous. They lay and rest in the sheltered crevasses between 1 and 150 feet deep. They hunt at night for prey along the reef. Totally amazing video. You're about to see some amazing footage that I was able to shoot on the Big Island. We have a beautiful male octopus attached to this big reef rock. He's actually mating with a female that's in a crevasse below him. His mating tentacle is extended down to reach her in the mating process. I will probably never see this in my life again. After the female produces offspring, she will die. And after the male mates, he will die too. The creation of new life has a large price tag here. Amazing and touching all at the same time. I've been scuba diving for over 30 years. Every place I go, I see something new. It's all about exploring the wide open outdoors. Special thanks to Extended Horizons Diving here in Maui. We dove both the Big Island, Maui, and its sister island, Lanai. The next time you're in Lahaina, contact Extended Horizons for a great diving adventure.